We've all heard the stories, people transforming their lives in 30 days. They promise magic solutions and overnight success. I'm here to tell you my story. It's not about magic, it's about hard work, dedication, and one simple technique that changed everything. This is my journey of how I transformed my life in 30 days. It was a journey of self-discovery, it was about pushing my limits. Most importantly, it was about reclaiming my life. My life was stuck. Procrastination was my closest companion. Self-doubt whispered in my ear constantly. Excuses were my shield against any real change. I was comfortable but not happy. I knew I needed a change. I was tired of feeling stuck. Every morning I would wake up with a sense of dread. The day's to-do list loomed over me. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of unfulfilled potential. I knew I had so much more to give, but fear and inertia held me back. I decided to take control. It was a moment of clarity, a realization that if I wanted to see real change in my life, I had to be the one to initiate it. No more waiting for the perfect time or the right circumstances. The time was now, and the circumstances were what I made of them. I committed to a 30-day transformation journey. This wasn't just a casual decision, it was a pledge to myself. I marked the start date on my calendar and made a promise to stick with it, no matter what challenges came my way. This journey was about more than just physical changes. It was about transforming my entire approach to life. This wasn't about a quick fix. I knew that real meaningful change doesn't happen overnight. It requires dedication, effort, and a willingness to push through the tough times. I was ready to reject the allure of quick fixes and embrace the process of gradual, sustainable transformation. It was about creating lasting change. I wanted to build habits and mindsets that would stick with me long after the 30 days were over. This meant focusing on the root causes of my behaviors and making adjustments that would lead to long-term benefits. My plan focused on 3 key areas: my mindset, my environment, and my habits. I knew that these 3 elements were interconnected and that improving one would positively impact the others. By addressing all 3, I aimed to create a holistic approach to my transformation. First, I had to shift my mindset. This was perhaps the most crucial part of my journey. I needed to cultivate a positive, growth-oriented mindset that would support my goals and help me overcome obstacles. This meant letting go of self-doubt and embracing a can-do attitude. I started practicing gratitude daily. Gratitude has a powerful way of shifting our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in our lives. By acknowledging the good, I could foster a sense of contentment and motivation. I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for every morning. This simple practice helped me start each day on a positive note. It reminded me of the blessings I had and set a positive tone for the rest of the day. This helped me focus on the positive. By consistently practicing gratitude, I found that my overall outlook on life improved. I became more resilient in the face of challenges and more appreciative of the small joys in everyday life. Second, I decluttered my living space. Our environment has a significant impact on our mental state. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind, making it harder to focus and stay motivated. By clearing out the unnecessary, I created a space that was conducive to productivity and peace. A clean and organized environment fostered a clear mind. With less visual and physical clutter, I found it easier to concentrate on my goals and maintain a sense of calm. My home became a sanctuary where I could recharge and stay focused on my journey. Finally, I incorporated 3 new habits: daily exercise, mindful eating, and 7 hours of sleep. These habits were chosen to support my physical health, which in turn would boost my mental and emotional well-being. Exercise helped me stay energized and reduce stress, while mindful eating ensured that I was nourishing my body with the right foods. And 7 hours of sleep. Adequate rest is essential for overall health. By prioritizing sleep, I ensured that my body had the time it needed to recover and rejuvenate. This holistic approach to my transformation journey was designed to create lasting, positive change in all areas of my life. The first week was exhilarating. I was full of energy and motivation. Every morning I woke up with a sense of purpose, ready to tackle the day. The air felt fresher, the sun seemed brighter, and my steps were lighter. It was as if the universe was aligning to support my new journey. I woke up early, went for a run, and ate a healthy breakfast. The rhythm of my feet hitting the pavement was like a heartbeat, steady and strong. The crisp morning air filled my lungs, invigorating me. Breakfast became a ritual, a celebration of my commitment to a healthier lifestyle. Fresh fruits, Whole grains and protein-packed meals fueled my body and mind. I felt unstoppable. Each day I pushed myself a little harder, ran a little farther, and felt a little stronger. The endorphins from my workouts left me in a state of euphoria. But as the days turned into weeks, the initial excitement waned. The novelty of the new routine began to wear off, and the reality of the effort required set in. The doubts crept back in. I missed my old routine. The comfort of sleeping in, the ease of grabbing a quick unhealthy snack, and the familiarity of my previous habits called to me. I found myself questioning if this change was worth the struggle. The mental battle was as challenging as the physical one. The temptation to hit the snooze button and order takeout was strong. Mornings became a test of willpower. The allure of an extra hour of sleep was almost irresistible. The convenience of takeout food, with its comforting flavors and ease, seemed like a siren song. Each decision felt like a crossroads, a choice between my old self and the person I wanted to become. There were days when I felt like giving up. The weight of the challenge seemed too heavy to bear. I questioned my strength, my resolve, and my reasons for starting this journey. The setbacks felt like failures, and the progress seemed insignificant. It was in these moments of doubt that I realized the true test of change. But I reminded myself why I started. I looked at the motivational sticky notes I had placed around my home, each one a beacon of hope and encouragement. I reflected in the mirror, seeing not just the physical changes but the strength and determination in my eyes. My vision board, filled with images and quotes that inspired me, became a source of renewed motivation. I pushed through the discomfort, knowing that real change happens outside my comfort zone. Each challenge was an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to prove to myself that I was capable of more than I had ever imagined. The journey was not just about physical transformation, but about building resilience, discipline, and a deeper understanding of my own potential. The roller coaster of change was a wild ride, but every twist and turn brought me closer to the person I aspired to be. Section 5. Facing down my demons. One of the biggest challenges I faced was my inner critic, the voice that told me I wasn't good enough, I wasn't disciplined enough, I wasn't worthy of success. This voice was a constant companion, and it threatened to derail my progress. To combat this, I started practicing self-compassion. I talked to myself with kindness and understanding. I acknowledged my struggles without judgment. I learned to forgive myself for my mistakes and move forward. Section 6. The 15-minute game changer. During this journey, I discovered a powerful technique that changed everything. It was a revelation that came to me during a particularly stressful period in my life. I was overwhelmed with work, personal commitments, and the constant noise of daily life. I needed something to help me find balance and peace. It was a simple 15-minute daily practice meditation. At first, I was skeptical. How could sitting in silence for just 15 minutes make any difference? But I decided to give it a try. I committed to it every day, no matter how busy I was. Every morning I would sit in silence and focus on my breath. I found a quiet spot in my home, away from distractions. I would close my eyes, take a deep breath, and let go of all the tension in my body. It was a moment of stillness in an otherwise chaotic day. This wasn't about stopping my thoughts. I realized that trying to force my mind to be blank was counterproductive. Instead, I learned to observe my thoughts as they came and went. I watched them without getting attached or judging them. It was like watching clouds pass by in the sky. It was about observing them without judgment. This simple shift in perspective made a huge difference. I began to notice patterns in my thinking. I became more aware of my emotions and reactions. It was like shining a light on the inner workings of my mind. This practice had a profound impact on my life. It calmed my mind. It increased my focus. I found that I was able to handle stress more effectively. I was more present in my interactions with others. My productivity improved, and I felt more in control of my life. Most importantly, it allowed me to connect with my inner self. I discovered a sense of peace and contentment that I had never experienced before. It was like finding a sanctuary within myself, a place I could return to whenever I needed to recharge. It gave me the clarity and strength to face my challenges head-on. I realized that the answers I was seeking were within me all along. This 15-minute practice became my anchor, grounding me in the present moment and giving me the resilience to navigate life's ups and downs. If you're looking for a way to transform your life, I highly recommend giving this a try. Just 15 minutes a day can make a world of difference. Section 7. Unlock your potential. This 15-minute practice is accessible to anyone. You don't need any special equipment or prior experience. Find a quiet space. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. At first, your mind will wander. That's okay. Gently guide it back to your breath. With consistent practice, you'll find it easier to quiet your mind and connect with the present moment. Section 8. A new perspective, a new life. By the end of the 30 days, I was a different person. I was no longer ruled by procrastination and self-doubt. I had developed a positive mindset. I had created a supportive environment. I had adopted healthy habits. Most importantly, I had found a sense of inner peace that I never knew existed. The journey wasn't always easy, but it was worth it. I learned that transformation is a process. It's about taking small steps every day and celebrating every victory. Section 9. Continuing the journey. The 30-day challenge may be over, but my journey continues. I still practice the 15-minute meditation every day. It's become an integral part of my life. It keeps me grounded, focused, and at peace. This journey taught me that we all have the power to transform our lives. It starts with a decision to take control, a decision to be better, a decision to live a life filled with purpose and meaning. Take that first step today. You won't regret it.